I intentionally got my coworker who has autism fired, and the guilt ate me alive. My coworker Larry was a very good and kind worker, but despite this, I've always had two main problems with him. My first problem was that whenever we would work on projects as a team, we'd have meetings to discuss problems, and Larry would never mention that he made an error. He got everything right the first time round all the time. This made him look like some whiz who's never wrong, and the managers loved him. My second problem with him was his lack of social skills. He refused to go on outings with us, whether that be watching a game together or going to the bar. Larry always backed out. For some reason, I got very annoyed at this. I fully believed that he felt like he was better than us, and so I did something incredibly stupid and hateful, and I hatched a plan. You see, I sat at the desk right behind Larry, so it was easy to swing around and access his computer. And so, as soon as Larry went to the bathroom, I started going in and modifying his code slightly so it wouldn't run properly. I'd just add a letter somewhere in the middle, making it impossible to find the mistake. And so, when he'd try to run his final project, it would go haywire, and he'd spend a lot of time going back to find his mistake. He was really persistent at solving his own problems himself. Eventually, management started to notice a decrease in his work rate, and they pulled him for a meeting. When he returned, he wasn't happy, but he didn't say anything. He just sat down and got to work. I tried to ask about the impromptu meeting the managers just had with him, but he just brushed it off. He'd go, "Oh, it was nothing, just more information about the project." I despised him for stuff like that. Well, a couple of weeks later, I got a brilliant idea to show to everyone that he is capable of error. He had just gotten assigned to a special project, and I couldn't resist myself. I waited for him to leave his desk and opened his email portal, and I sent an altered and incomplete file to the next development team for the final assembly. I then deleted the sent mail from his box and went on with my day. Honestly, I didn't know what I was altering, but apparently the stuff I altered did some major damage. When the other team tried to run their finished product, it kept crashing. This caused some major delays, and when they finally tracked it down to Larry's code, management was not happy at all. Larry was given a week and a half to fix his mistake, and I once again sent out an altered file on day 5. Management came over to our desk area, and Larry was confused. They kept asking him why he sent it out so early, and I heard it all, but I just kept my mouth shut and listened. I assumed he'd just get a slap on the wrist, but no, they decided they needed to let him go. Larry didn't even get a chance to voice his opinion. He was terminated immediately. I could have turned around and told them everything, but I couldn't. I didn't have the courage. That night, though, the guilt ate me alive. I just got my autistic coworker fired for being better than me. I couldn't live with myself, and so a few days later I told the management everything. I begged them to give Larry his job back, saying he really does have a high standard of excellence. I explained how even though Larry may face a problem, he would work harder by himself to get it right. He is so much more determined and driven than anyone else at the office. Well, they listened to my story and gave Larry a call. Apparently, management didn't truly understand how great of a worker Larry was either. After I told them about how determined he was, and after getting testimonials from other coworkers, they decided to raise Larry's salary. What I did was terrible, and I got what I deserved. I was terminated effective immediately. I don't know what I will do now that I am jobless, but at least I have a somewhat clear conscience, knowing that Larry is back doing what he is so good at.